all over again.
Okay, we're now recording. For folks watching the recording, Marianne just let us know, plant sale, May 6th, Fine Arts Building, on the fairgrounds, and shifts are up on VMS now. That's basically the gist of it. Okay, anything else? Allison, did you have anything to add for Shed or anything like that? Yeah, Patricia?
I just wanted to ask what kind of jobs are available, or what's going to be expected in terms of volunteering.
Let me tell you what Catherine sent me as far as, can you see my screen when I change it? People on Zoom, can you see my spreadsheet now?
No,
No.
I just see the. Hey,
I'll switch it. Oh, it's actually this one. Okay. This is the shifts that Catherine requested that are up on VMS. So there's going to be on Thursday is like a table setup day. Friday, there's going to be 2 shifts that are for plant inventory and pricing. And then there's 2 shifts that are for tally and cashier training. So if you're Catherine is asking that if you're going to work as a tally person or cashier person on Saturday, that you attend one of those training shifts just to make things go a little more smoothly on the plant sale day. And then as far as Saturday goes, there are 2 kind of shifts of tally and cashier teams. And then there's 2 sales and tag cleaning. I'm not sure exactly. Marianne, do you know what tag cleaning?
Well, it's we
Yeah.
have the price stakes in the plants, and we pull them out, and they're all muddy from the dirt in
Okay.
the pots, and
Literally
they need to
cleaning
be
the tags.
cleaned off before they get stored away.
Got it. Okay. And then the sales is just kind of walking around helping folks choose plans,
Right.
answering questions, things like that. Okay. And then the last shift is the sales, doing some of those final inventory counts and tear down. So
Thanks.
yes, of
Yeah.
course. So I know they'll need lots of folks, so sign up if you are able. Let me go back to the agenda. Yeah, I guess that'll be it for the Shed plant sale update. I know that, Marianne, you are having plant sale committee meetings, is that correct?
Right. We are having one tomorrow at noon, and it's excuse me, it's on Zoom. So
Okay. Is there still any thing to do? Like if folks wanted to join now, or are you guys kind of done by this point?
I would say they could sit in. I think people have their assignments of what they're doing, but there's always room for some more thoughts and to get an update of exactly what's going on with our vendors, because that's changed a little bit this year of how we're doing vendors.
Okay.
And then the donations from our master gardeners, we appreciate those. If anybody has house plants or starts that they can't use, they're healthy and insect free, we'd be glad to take them as donations.
Okay, cool. So if anybody is interested to get more involved with that committee here at the tail end of their planning, you can probably get that Zoom link from Catherine, or I'm sure I could track it down for you too if you want to get a hold of me.
Yeah, it would. I think she just has the people that have signed up for the committee on her list. So have to contact Catherine Burst or you to get on
Okay.
that.
Sure. Okay, that sounds like a plan. Thank you so much. I think we have probably 3 different people that'll want to give a little update on the seed library. So I think, can I start with Chris Langen to give a little update on what's been going on?
Sure. I was wondering if I was like, oh, I guess I should show up.
I asked you, I just put you on the spot.
No, I've been scribbling down what I should say. So we are working hard, spending money, our grant money before it expires. We've got huge amount of seeds purchased this year and it's going really well. And we're about to do an update with the library expansion thing. There's expanding to 6 branches, and we sent them first batch of like spring stuff earlier in the year for their grand opening. And then now we're going to be sending some of the more summery stuff, tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and such, which is no good for people who wanted to start early, but that's too bad. We did have hits for that. So, but another thing is I got a spreadsheet from Peggy at the library about how fast things are going. I just checked in and they're going fast. So we're gonna soon have a meeting where we think about how we want to address that, how much seed we want to put out there. Because we have a lot of money, but we don't have endless money. So the other thing is we're working on coordinating with the library with their new art for their logo and stuff so that we can get the name All Pueblo Grows excuse me, back into the logo because it kind of fell out of the logo. So that'll be good. And I think I might have found someone to do art to make a little I'm a Seed Steward patch, which has been on my to-do list for a while to give to people who donate seeds. I think in terms of people helping, we've been doing seed packing events and that's been going well. We need some people like in our core group. We need more people helping, especially people who want to do promo, who want to like manage our internet presence. If someone is willing to shoot videos, we can make little short videos about seed saving and stuff. So I would love for that to happen. Let's see. And we're doing our prize for people who donated seed. I think it's the deadline to submit seed. I keep saying donated. I'm sorry, Sherry.
It's like, we can say it internally. We just can't say donate externally.
Yeah, I'll think of a better phrase. So the deadline for submitting seed is going to be May 1st for people who have grown out seed and donate and want to give it to us. And then I think mid-May, I want to schedule another seed packing event and have the drawing for the prize there. So what else?
I thought we had a seed packing event.
That was my question. Did I send that out to you
Yes.
guys? Okay,
Yeah,
I missed it.
yeah.
So yeah, on the 27th and
I have it here.
28th, right?
20.
We have so
7/28.
much bulk seed that we can continually do seed packing events.
Good.
Cool.
Oh, and Cherie, I wanted
So
to
we
tell
are
you,
on for the 27th and 28th.
yes. And I also wanted to tell you that it is on my mind to make sure you have something to work on the 29th. And I should get it there at the beginning of the week. So you're, whoever is picking up the supplies can do it anytime in the week.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for thinking about that because that tends to fall off my radar.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Anything else on your end?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to Derek to give Derek kind of handles the education outreach portion of
Yeah.
the Seed Library.
Yeah, so the monthly meetings have been averaging about 25 people per event. We're doing really, really well with that. I think our the library has been doing a really good job of promoting us. We've been doing a good job of promoting us. I pick up the Facebook piece at the very last second and kind of do that. It would be very helpful if somebody would be willing to help me out with that. That would be great.
Okay.
So we can keep that timed on it, because usually right around the 20th, I like to start posting out, like, hey, join us, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, what else do we have? The libraries are stocked. Christina just said the summer stuff is coming out. 2 packing events, seed inventory is good, very good, very good. I don't know if there's anything else.
Your tools.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the tool library.
Yeah.
Christina, so Peggy is the person for doing reports?
About seed that's gone out?
Well, seeds or maybe tools. I would like to do a report and see how, I want to check in with them, and see how the tool library is going.
I have
So-
no idea, but you could try. I'm sure she'll pass you on to the right person.
We have to ask. Anyway, so the tool library is really cool. So the way it works is on the second floor, right next to the card catalog, like the Rawlings. And the way it works is you go up there and you find like, okay, so I want a hand rake and a hand shovel. I pull those two tags off the wall and take them down and check them out, and then they guide me down to the maker space. So you gotta go around this end of the side of the building, end of the building, whatever, outside. That's where you get the tool, and I think the checkout time is 1 week. And then, you know, you're responsible for any damage or loss or like that, gets added to your accounts. You'll no longer be able to check anything out until you pay off the balance, kind of thing. So, yeah, I think it's a really exciting opportunity for us to, go along with the seed library, you know, a way to plant all this stuff.
Yeah,
What kind of tools do they have?
Yeah, they have rakes and hoes and shovels and hand rakes, hand shovels, no rototillers because of the liability. We don't need no way of losing a foot. or
Just
anything
hand
like
tools.
that.
then.
yeah,
Yeah,
non-mechanical.
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. Pruners and shears, I don't think are included, but they might be, I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't looked to see what the whole inventory looks like yet.
Pretty basic
It's very basic, yeah,
gardening tool.
but it's a start, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Simple
tools, like accept used tools, I mean, if I had something to donate.
You'll have to contact the library on that. I did ask about that and they were very, very vague.
Okay.
Because, you know.
We can
now
look into
people-
it.
Now people are wanting to donate their tools. Oh, I have an extra this and extra that. It's like, well, they gotta be in really good shape, you know, practically brand new.
Wow.
Look into that and see like, who to contact.
Yeah. So what I'm hoping is that, the end result from this will be that they'll be increasing the size of the Internet of Things. As it's called all around the country, you know, different things like woodworking tools, like, anyway, I'm just getting off on track. Tangent.
No, it's cool. It's a cool idea
Anyway,
for sure.
Internet of Things, blah, blah, blah. That's all my report.
Okay, cool.
Hey, I have something I forgot to say.
Okay.
Just, excuse me, just to let people know, the seed kits are going out. People are ordering and they're going out. And we're at a lull now. I think that anytime you want to tell everyone everything about it, you should do so.
So
And
we
if
need
you
another Facebook post.
just anyone, if you know, just putting the word out here that if you know someone who wants seeds, talk about the seed kit to people. And if you need to know information, like a little write-up of what it is, you can email me. And you can get my email from Cherie. And we did do a thing this year, I kind of mentioned, where we had early bird kits that were all about people who wanted to start their plants early, like tomatoes, peppers and stuff that came out earlier than everything else. So we did have that option. It worked pretty good, but we're kind of, we probably won't do it next year. We'll probably just get the kits themselves out earlier. And what else about kits? Oh, we're working now on, we don't let them sit forever anymore. If people abandon them, we do take backs now. If people order a kit and it's in the seed box and they don't pick it up, we take them back after about 4 weeks. That's all.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the seed library is really going strong and Chris and Derek do 95% of the work, and then other volunteers helping at seed packing parties do that other 5%. So it's truly a volunteer run project and it's super popular. And I just want to say like great job to Derek and Chris especially, and everybody else who's able to help out with the seed library, because it's really going well. And a lot of times a solely volunteer run project sometimes doesn't go this well. So I think it's very, very impressive. Not that you guys aren't great, but you know, it happens. It happens. So it's going super well. I think we might need a presenter. I'm gonna check really quick. Let me look. I think we have most of our presenters. Laura Gutierrez is doing the presentation in April on transplanting. And then let me tell you if we're still in need of one so you can think about it. I think we still need one in the summer. Yes, we need somebody in June to talk about fall gardening. So if you're interested in that, let me know and we can get you on the schedule. We have a presentation already. It would just be doing it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So what's the next one coming up?
Transplanting, I believe.
Is that me?
It's Laura Gutierrez. Yep, you're good. You're off the hook. So we're good. But yeah, last Saturday, go to those if you want volunteer hours. Contact Derek or Chris if you want to help in a more.
Yeah, if you want to write a new presentation like from scratch or
Yeah.
something like that, or even revamp the one that we have already, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, there's
Bring it up
lots
to
and
date.
lots of ways to get involved. So
Mhm.
just let us know and we'll find a place for you for sure. Okay, Leah White is not on, but Chris Cummins, do you have anything to update on the Marketeers?
Just that we're not doing the market. I think everybody knows that. And we're going to do the scholarships, the money that we have. And now we still have some for scholarships this summer. And so in the fall, we'll be deciding or actually maybe dissolving the organization.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a bummer, but thank you so much for that update. We'll look forward to hearing what happens in the future. Apprentice class update, that's me. So, the apprentices are almost done. They basically have till April 30th to finish their exams, and then they have until October 31st to finish their hours, just like everybody does. So the apprentices are going to be volunteering at a lot more stuff. I would encourage continuing master gardeners, if you're volunteering with an apprentice, to, guide them, show them how we do a booth, or, yeah, be nice. Of course, everybody's really nice, but, just kind of, take the lead, show them how to field questions. Some are already have done several booths already and are already looking pretty good. But, as these newer ones start to get out there, just try to welcome them into the program and show them how we do things. We had 23 enter. If I'm going to give you an honest guess, I will say 18 are looking real good to finish. Those others might surprise me, but I'm feeling real good about 18 of them. It happens, stuff happens. So that's good though. 18 is a good class to graduate. So I think we'll have a really nice class to graduate at the banquet. It seems like a really great group overall. Yeah, any questions about the apprentice training?
I'm just wondering, when they get to the end, could you send out a list of everybody's names? I mean, I'm just wondering, I've
Yeah.
worked with a couple already and I don't remember their names.
Of course. I can send out a list of the apprentice names, and that way if you're at a booth, like, oh, hey, Rick, I remember you were on the list, you're an apprentice. And then you also can look at that on VMS. I know VMS can be hard to navigate, but if you wanted to try to.
It's actually really easy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Compared
said
to
that.
the way it used to be.
I like the old one.
Yeah.
I have no
Hey,
problem.
I'll tell you, a really easy way to use the new VMS is with the little back button in there.
Yeah,
Otherwise you had to do all these.
Yeah,
weird things
do it
and
all.
stuff.
yep, you're right about that.
Going back to
Um,
the farmers marketeers update.
What was that?
I have a question about the farmers marketeers.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, what's the issue why you guys might dissolve? Is there something that you need that we can?
We have no way of running a market because of the competition.
What's that?
It's been going on for years.
Go ahead, Chris, if you can answer again.
I said, we've decided that because of the big market going on Saturday at the mall, that's gonna kill the market for us in the Pueblo West, because it's,
Okay,
and we can't get any produce vendors out there.
so you were normally doing it only in Pueblo West, is that right?
That's correct. We used to do it. It's a long history of doing it in town, but yes.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Sorry
Okay,
to-
well, thanks for that.
So I'm just wondering, is there something else the marketeers could do, rather than a farmer's market? Is there any other thing that might be that you guys could roll things over to in order to, you know, make money,
We're-
scholarships?
Use the money from shed.
We're, unless we change the whole bylaws and everything, then, I mean, it doesn't actually say that we have to do a market, but that was the purpose for writing the bar to support.
Sure, but times are changing now, and so maybe now's a good time to kind of maybe redo the thing, you know?
Well, somebody's got to come up with an idea. We'll be discussing that in the fall to see if we're going to dissolve or whether somebody wants to start participating and doing something else.
If you
Okay,
do
so maybe in
dissolve,
the fall, we can invite everybody and see what kind of ideas we might have.
Yeah.
yeah, if you do end up dissolving, I'm sure there's lots of stuff for volunteers to do at Shed or with
They
us.
can, yeah, they can work at the booths down at the other market.
Oh, okay.
We'll have a booth there.
Yeah, yeah, and I have that on the agenda coming up a little later on. And then Chris, like,
Yeah.
that's some of the marketeers potentially working to create the educational boards for those booths. So there are some plans for the marketeers to do something this summer.
Cool.
Not necessarily to raise money, but. So, okay. Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for asking for clarification because I think maybe a lot of people didn't really know what was exactly going on, so.
Chris, it's 10:30.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so, the apprentice class update, we did that, so the horticulture agent update, so that's my previous position, we are really working toward hiring somebody, they have a committee formed and, they have had their first meeting and it looks like tentatively community interviews are going to be May 31st, so. Excuse me. If you can mark your calendars for May 31st, I would love to have feedback from as many master gardeners as we possibly can on our candidates, because
May 31st?
yeah, like this is gonna be the new me. This is gonna be the
Okay.
person running your program. I don't have a time yet. It'll probably, depending on the amount of candidates, be starting around like 9-ish, and then depending on how many folks we have going, you know, potentially most of the day.
So these would be public interviews?
Yep.
Where we could sit in on Zoom or however you're gonna do it.
Yes, and I don't know yet if they'll be hybrid or just in person or just on Zoom. I don't think they've quite decided. But if anybody, I'll send out like further information as soon as I have it, but I did just want to put like a hold on your calendars if possible for May 31st. You know, this is the person that you all are going to be working with. So I think if you can give your feedback, that would be really, really helpful in them choosing the right person for the job.
They got big shoes to fill.
Oh, thank you so much. I know, nobody wants a new person. No, I'm just kidding. But
So how many applicants do we have?
none yet. It'll be advertised on Friday, this Friday, I believe. It'll be advertised. And so I can send that out to you all. If you wouldn't mind, you know, spreading it, Derek, particularly through your networks. I know you've got a lot of people, man.
I do.
So yeah, I can send that posting out to the master gardeners and just, you know, anyone who you might know. They do need to at least have a bachelor's, and they will have to get a master's within the first 3 years. So that if you know somebody, agriculture, horticulture, extension, and CSU will pay for the masters as long as they have the bachelor's. So that's a potential perk.
So jack of all trades, master of none is not gonna be.
That's exactly what I describe myself as all the time. Like, yes. So, if you know anybody who that might fit for, spread that far and wide. We really want to get a good person in this position, because this is a really like lively program and we want somebody to take it over and keep it going. So,
What did you
that-
say the bachelor's needs to be in?
it's pretty broad. Like it could be agriculture, horticulture, landscape, botany, biology, something kind of sciencey, environmental related. It could be pretty broad. So yeah, I'm super excited. I really didn't think this was gonna happen for a while, and then, you know, it's amazing like when you just bother the heck out of somebody, what they'll get done, so.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good. Okay, I think we already have covered the plant sale. Folks who have joined late, if you missed it, I will be sending out a recording, so don't worry. Okay, I need to put this on the agenda just so I, go ahead, Derek.
I have to leave here in about 10 minutes or so, can we, I would like to talk about the helpline and mentors thing.
Yeah, you wanna move that up? Okay, we've had a request to move the helpline mentors item up, so let's do that real quick. The helpline has started. Diane is working it today, Patricia's worked it, Leah White, I believe, has worked it, so thank you so much. I am requesting, as usual, that everybody tries one shift. I know people will probably do a lot of shifts they like to. Apprentices, I've asked also to try a shift, and they will need a mentor. So as our apprentices start signing up for shifts, I will reach out to people who maybe have done it in the past or who work the helpline a lot to see if you wouldn't mind sitting with our apprentices while they do their first helpline shift. So if you would consider doing that, if you're interested in doing that, and I don't know, like Derek's already on my list, Patricia, possibly Diane, Chris Cummins, you're on my list. If you are not one of those people and are interested to potentially sit with somebody, let me know, and I'll put you on my mentor list. And Aaliyah White's also on my mentor list. And yeah, it's just nice to have somebody with you when that first call comes in, because it can be like a little bit intimidating when the phone rings the first time. So we'll be scheduling mentors just kind of as the apprentices sign up. I don't have a solid time on that, so I'll probably just be reaching out to folks individually and trying to spread that out through my team that I have formed in my mind of folks who would potentially be good at that. So
Thank you.
yes. And so, yeah, like I said, though, those helpline shifts are up on VMS. So if you don't mind taking them, I've tried something a little bit different this year because I got some feedback that last year, early and late, there were just no calls coming in. So we're not doing the 2 shifts a day right now. Through April, we just are doing the 1 shift today on Tuesday and Fridays, 9 to 11. Sorry, I'm talking too much today. Once May comes, we'll add that 2 to 4 shift in as well on Tuesdays and Fridays, the 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we'll do that through the summer. And then for September, we'll go back to just the 1 morning shift on Tuesdays and Fridays. So hopefully that just kind of meets our demand a little bit better. You can do them here at the office. You can do them from home. So what'll probably happen is if you sign up, Christine or I will email you the day before and ask, are you coming in or are you working from home? If you're working from home, how do you want us to contact you when a call comes in? Because we won't give people your phone number. The office staff will call you and say, hey, Mary has a question about her trees. Here's her phone number. Give her a call back. So that's how it works if you work from home. I will ask that any call that you take that you just fill out the form. It's helpful to see what kind of calls are coming in, but then I also need to track how many calls we're doing because, you know, it's the government. I have to track everything.
Also, the form is on the VMS.
Yes.
It's under documents. It's a PDF that's fillable, so you fill it out. And then instead of printing it, you can save it as a file and then email that over to.
Yeah, I found that out last week.
Yeah.
And it was so much easier.
Good.
than trying
Yeah.
to deal with paper. So
Good.
Been writing.
And that's fine. Like, a lot of times when people come in, they write them out. And so if you're at the desk, I have paper copies. You can use the fillable PDF. I also have a Google form if that's of interest to you.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I made it into a Google form a couple years ago. So just let me know. I'll probably ask you like, how do you want the form? And you can tell me when you're working your first shift. Apprentices working their first shift, I am asking them to come in because it would be weird for you guys to go to their house and mentor them, I feel like. So that first shift an apprentice does will be in office, and those mentor shifts will be in office probably.
And can I just say, this is something that happened last week where, okay, got the, the information that somebody had called about, in this case, it was about seating outdoors. And so I called her back, and so then she had my phone number.
Yes.
So we spent the whole next 2 days.
Yep.
And it's just, it's like, wow, it gets to be a
Yep.
little bit
That's
more.
where Google
Because
Voice
then
number
all
comes
the
in super handy.
questions that she ever had,
She's gonna be calling you.
yes.
That is a potential problem for sure. And so I can help you with some ways around that. Like Derek just mentioned, we can walk through creating a Google phone number. So it's not your regular phone number. And then you can like disable it, done working the
Yeah.
line,
As soon as you're off, then you just
Or
go.
block your
do
number.
not-
or you can block your number and I can walk you through that.
What? I am. Yeah.
Sorry, let me mute her. Yeah, so those are some options. And so next time you're working a shift, Patricia, if you want to go through the options for that, I can definitely help you out with that. Because that is you know, you probably, a lot of people don't want that, so,
Well,
yeah. Yeah,
the second time, it was kind of like, oh, you're just, you know me now as a resource for all
Yeah,
things.
and then you become like the personal garden consultant, and that's like 100%, yeah, and that is like an issue when we didn't used to have remote, but then when COVID came, we started doing remote, and that was a potential issue I saw, and those two options, the Google phone number and just the blocking of the number are the potential solution. So maybe from now on, when people work from home, I'll include that in your email, like, if you don't want them to have your phone number, do this or do this. Bye, Derek.
Hi, Derek, take the extension number, so all they get is the extension.
Yeah,
number.
that's a good idea. I'll look into that and see if maybe you can enter like
That's
our phone number.
Right.
And then so if they were to call back, they would get us. Let me look into that. Let me go.
Yeah, like logging into the voicemail and calling from that or something, if that's possible.
I'll have Marnie's real good at stuff like that. I'll have her look into options.
And I reset the voicemail password for the helpline, or we got into it finally.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just making a note to look into that.
And is there one or two email addresses for the helpline? Cause on the
There's-
paper, it says
yeah.
PMG at Pueblo County, but then the one you log into is a different one.
Yeah, so if you do come in, you will see there are two emails. I need to cross one off because that piece of paper is a little outdated. We're using the Gmail.
Okay.
And you unfortunately cannot log into the Gmail from home because the way that Google has their security, it doesn't let you. I've tried so many things and it doesn't let you.
Yeah, I know that was because of, I was so inept. But then.
No,
Okay,
no,
thank
it's
you.
not. I tried logging in from it from home. It won't let me. Like, you literally have to be like in this office to log in. Google, I mean, it's good. They have good security, but it does make it kind of a pain. So if people send something to the Gmail and you're working from home, I can get that and send it to you. Just let me know. And, then they don't have your personal email. So there are ways around this. And we'll just kind of keep working these remote kinks out as we go. Any other questions about the helpline?
So now that I've passed the test, I can do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, apprentices, once you pass the test, you can work the helpline. I would love for you to. Great. I love when I look on and see it and somebody signed up for the helpline. It makes my day very bright. Okay, cool. Okay, so this next one, fairgrounds reservations, is an issue we've been having with some of our other volunteer groups, not necessarily Master Gardeners, but in the spirit of fairness, I'm gonna just present it out to all of our volunteer groups. We have a process when you need to reserve a building at the fairgrounds. I think the only group that would really do that right now would be Shed, but in case something comes up where you want to do a class and you need a building at the fairgrounds, we do have a process for that. All reservations go through Lexi Deary, who is the 4-H program assistant here in our office. So all you would need to do is send her an email and say, hey, Lexi, looking to get a reservation at the fairgrounds for a class I'm doing. And of course, these are reservations for like extension events, not like personal events. For that, you just go through the fairgrounds. But for extension events, send Lexi an email. She'll send you a form that she needs you to fill out with your potential dates, what you're doing, which buildings you're looking at, and everything you would need to do that reservation. They need to go through Lexi. We've just had some issues with other volunteer groups in this office going straight to the fairgrounds to arrange their extension events, and that's just not the agreement we have with the fairgrounds. So those do need to go through Lexi, and again, I don't think that's a big deal, but just so you know, that Master Gardeners know that that's how we're going to do that. And then if you do have an event going on at the fairgrounds, we do need setups. So like how you want the building set up, tables, things like that, 2 weeks ahead of time. So 14 days. So I think Catherine knows that, but for the plant sale, yeah, we will need setups 14 days ahead of time for how many tables you need and where you want them and stuff like that. Okay, let's have a little chat about having booths at the farmers market. So we need to just talk about this and decide what we want to do as a group here. There's a market on Friday mornings, I think from 7 to 12 at Mineral Palace. And then there's also a market On Saturday mornings, I don't know the exact times, I'm assuming they'll be similar. At the mall in the parking lot.
And when you say the mall, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I'm new.
No, that's
so
okay.
Is that the mall over off of Highway 50?
Yep.
And.
The Pueblo Mall, like
okay,
across from Target.
25?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, in the parking lot. I don't know which part. I think it's like the Sears or the the JC Penney parking lot. Okay.
Is
So
that
that's
the
the other
same one that Chris was mentioning is the competition?
Yes,
Okay, so it's in Pueblo, not Pueblo West.
Correct.
right.
Yep. So I was thinking like, apprentices need a lot of hours. Like I was definitely thinking we would do an educational booth there. So my first question for everybody that I would love to hear some feedback on is just Fridays or Fridays and Saturdays. I don't want to like commit to doing both if we don't have the interest. So what are we thinking on that?
I would be open to both.
You would?
'Cause
Okay.
I'm retired. I have the availability to do something on a Friday when other people who work might not.
Okay.
And actually, at least my weekend open.
Okay.
So I'm open to it personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I echo that, I think, as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm open to it
Cherie,
because of the heat
Sure.
that starts coming on,
Sure.
7 to 12. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bit
it
of
does
a-
get hot.
It's a bit of an ask.
Okay.
Do you
So I
have
mean,
a-
I could do it,
Is it under a tent?
There is a tent.
But it's still, I get it, the tent's
still
not,
really hot.
sure.
I mean, I.
are we paying for a booth at these events, Cherie? Do they charge us a vendor fee to have a booth there?
That's another thing I wanted to bring up. I got and I guess I'll just bring it up now before we, make any big decisions, but I got an email from Marcy today and I'm gonna pull it up and read it. Folks in the room, you'll be able to see it, but I'll read it for the folks on Zoom. It's interesting. It's not something I was expecting, and I don't know if this is like a capacity that we want to get involved in. And I want you all to, it's your program, so I want you to decide. So basically, Marcy, the person who runs the Pueblo Farmers Market, the ones I just mentioned, wanted to look at us doing like a booth where we would be selling things, starts, extra produce. Now I know that conflicts with Grow and Give because I know a lot of you participate in Grow and Give and donate your extra food to food banks. I don't know if we have enough people with extra starts. So for that, she did send me a fee of $50 for the season. And she also mentioned we do not allow doubling up 2 businesses per booth. So I don't know if that means that we'd have to have a separate educational booth and a separate if we wanted to sell things. Like my first inclination is we don't sell things, we do education.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you guys wanted to do something like that as a fundraiser, we probably could set it up. But I just wanted to see what you all thought.
I think we should keep to education
Yeah, for at least.
and
this
have these
year.
other things like shed and,
Okay.
Pueblo Grows or whatever to.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I
Nice
could
one.
forward her to Shed if they want to do something like that. Okay.
And next
Yeah,
year,
it sounds
we
like it could end up being a lot of extra work.
get a group of people together to do that, especially if they're only gonna charge $50 for the whole season.
Okay. Okay. Chris, I think I heard you say it sounds like a lot of work. I agree. Or it does sound like a lot of work on our end to coordinate that.
Yeah, I think we should keep to education myself.
Okay. I agree. I don't want to lead anybody, but I really do feel like that's not,
Or stick.
it's not. And then also it does compete with Grow and Give, which is an extension program and okay. I think that's an easy decision. I will email Marcy back and say we're kind of just interested to have that educational booth.
Yeah.
Mary Ann, were you gonna say something? I thought I saw you maybe about to say something.
Well, I agree. I think we should stay with education. When you get into selling things, you get into issues like sales tax and business licenses.
Yep.
And I mean, it opens up a whole different avenue to go. I guess I'm concerned about them. And I don't know, but I had heard their fees are considerably higher than what we're used to paying or charging at our farmers markets. And I didn't know if we have to pay for a booth, who would be responsible for that fee?
Yeah,
if we
so,
went
and
that revenue.
That's a good question. And so I don't know if she's gonna end up charging us for just an educational booth. It looks like if so, it's gonna be a $50 for the whole season fee. And the extension office could cover that because I do want there to be an opportunity for apprentices to volunteer and we can definitely cover that fee.
Great education opportunity.
Mhm,
Yeah, I think our presence there
Yes.
is really
Great.
important.
Yeah.
it
And
is.
then would that be at both locations? I mean, $50 at each location or just, I mean, the fee?
Just have
Or
to-
would we
That's a-
choose to
That's
do
a really
just
good
one?
question. That's a good question. And if she is charging for both, I have a feeling that if we're just doing education, we might be able to not pay. Like usually people will do that. I don't know if Marcy will. I will talk to her. If she wants us to pay the 50, I'm happy to do it. If we have interest and you all want to do the Friday and Saturday market and they want $100 season fee, we can cover that too. We'll
In
do
the
whatever.
spirit of what they're trying to do, you would think that it would
Yeah.
be a given
You would
that she
think.
would want us there. at
Yeah.
no
They,
cost.
they do want the extension there, cause I've been to other meetings. It's
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that gives me some bargaining power. So thank you for letting me know.
We're in it to help
Yeah.
them and
Okay, so people on Zoom, I think I've heard from people in the room that there could be some potential heat issues. It looks like a couple people are interested to have booths on both days. What do you think, people on Zoom? Would you want to work on a Friday or a Saturday? Should we do both days? What do you think?
I did a lot of the ones last summer on the Fridays and it did get really hot, but we were facing the sun, you know, I mean, if we could get a booth that doesn't face the sun, but both of them I think would be good because you're going to have different groups of people at both markets.
when does their market run from? Do you know that?
I think it's gonna start like mid-May and it goes like through September.
Okay.
Is that just the
It
market at the
starts-
mall that starts at
June
in
8th.
May?
June 8th.
And then the
And
one
they
in,
have May 17th and then they have another date before.
Okay, so those are like special days and then it
Yeah.
starts June 8th. Okay. Sorry, Mary Ann, what were you saying?
well, I was just wondering, I know they're starting like a grand opening or a soft opening, they're calling it on May 13th at the mall. But does the one at the park start at the same time? Hasn't it traditionally started like July 1st through First Frost or something like that? I don't know if they start at the same time.
Do you know?
Yeah, they're starting at the same time.
They are,
and
okay.
They're doing 2 days at the mall before, like,
The
the
official
official
start.
season.
Okay. So there's some soft openings at the mall and then the both markets will start officially on June 8th. Is
Or
what,
whatever day it is.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
early June.
June.
I think
Okay.
it's June.
Any other feedback on that?
Well, can we request a different location at,
Mineral Palace? I can sure try.
Yeah.
Make a note of that. So we kind of are looking to just like face the other direction or maybe be like on the more near the grass.
And I don't know if they're doing it at both of them, but at one of the meetings I went to, they're gonna have, like they do at amusement parks, those spray fans in a tent.
Oh,
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
People complained about the heat.
Yeah. I don't see a good escape from the heat at the mall. Like Mineral
Yeah.
Palace, you could be kind of near the
Trees,
trees or, yeah, but I don't see a good escape from it at the mall.
Mm-mm.
and all
Would we
that
use the
is-
same presentation for both days?
That's another thing I want to ask. Like, I'm wondering if, because I don't know, I was thinking like if I went on Friday, I probably wouldn't also go on Saturday. Like, do we
Right.
think they're going to be different audiences? Because if
Yeah.
so, then absolutely we're using the same presentation.
Well, we don't, vendors are probably gonna be different.
Okay.
But that doesn't matter. The people who are coming, if you go on a Friday morning, you're not gonna show up again on a Saturday morning. So the people who are coming aren't
I
gonna
know.
see the same presentation.
Oh my,
two
but
days in a row.
I'm thinking just for like, to make honestly our lives
Easy.
easier, that we would use
One
the same
presentation
board.
per week.
Yes, like it just goes on Saturday again.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
that's what I
Was
was
there any issues filling the volunteer spots last year, or were they always full?
They were almost always full. There were maybe 2 weekends where I had to kind of remind somebody to sign up, but I always got the 2. There were a couple weeks where somebody forgot and didn't come, but I always had at least one person. I didn't have an issue filling shifts really with just that Friday market, two people per shift on Fridays.
Yeah, there was the person that forgot with me.
Yeah, and it happened one other time too.
Okay.
2 different people. So I'm just, yeah, I know we could fill the Friday slots. And I kind of feel like we probably could with our big apprentice class, but I just wanted to get some feedback on that.
Maybe just do the Saturday one, a shorter time period, cause it's on the hot pavement or something.
I'll talk to her about that. They got a little weird with me sometimes because we didn't come till 8 last year. And every week they were like, hey, if you could come at 7 next week. And I was always like, no way. Cause I have my kids. I can't come set up a booth at 7 with my kids. Like, yeah. So, I'll talk to her about potentially us not being there for the whole time and see if that's still a thing for her. I also, last year they set up our tables and tents, not sure if they're going to be willing to do that. If they're not, I definitely can't commit to going out every Saturday and doing it. And I don't know, that might be like something that I have to ride into the Saturday shift, like that it requires like a table pickup the day before or something like that.
Yeah.
And not everybody can do that. So how do we feel about potentially setting up our tables and tents? It would be 1 table, 1 tent. I shouldn't say plural.
I mean, is there anything difficult about it?
Just that they're heavy and you
They're heavy
definitely need
and
2
awkward.
people.
We did it at the Pueblo West Farmers Market.
Yeah, if you worked there, you're definitely used to it. You definitely need 2 for the tent, I think. It's hard with
Yeah,
1. I've done it, but it's hard. Melissa's thumbs up on the tables and tents. I love it. If there were an issue where you were working and you were like, no way, we can figure that out. I think I would just need to know, Okay, well, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna get with Marcy and give our demands. I'm gonna see if they'll set up the tables and tents. I'm gonna see about the alternate location. I'm gonna tell her we're interested in both days, possibly abbreviated hours. We're not gonna sell anything. We'll be strictly education and we'd like to come for free. I'm gonna give that to her.
Go, Sherry, go.
Oh, all the time people try to charge me and I'm like, I'd be more interested in free. So, and usually they do it, like usually, so let me do that and then I'll send out an email update about what she says.
Okay.
All right, cool. That was a big talk. Thank you for having it with me. I'm gonna ask you another big decision here. Boxes, I talked to them last winter about potentially having, and this was before I knew there was a Saturday farmers market. And so this might change your mind on the farmers market thing. Boxes is interested to have master gardeners go down on some kind of consistent basis and have like a help desk kind of thing at the nursery.
Oh, I love that.
I think it sounds like a
Yeah,
fun
that'd be
opportunity.
cool.
A lot of other counties do things like that. What is our interest in that? It looks like I'm seeing some
I'd be interested.
happy
in that.
faces in the room.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I really like boxes and I feel like they're kind of on the edge of really maintaining their business. And I think it would perhaps also just be a goodwill gesture.
Okay.
And I don't know, and I think they're working harder. I mean, I just had a conversation with their buyer about buying native plants.
Oh,
and
good.
Trying to get more water-wise plants there. 'Cause
Cool.
It's always been a frustration for me.
It has, yeah.
Throughout Pueblo.
For a lot of people, yeah.
For a lot of, yeah, so, but there seemed to be some interest in that case particularly. I would wanna kind of show up
Okay.
to reinforce
Okay,
that we can help people. kind
Yeah.
of understand some alternatives.
okay, I like that. Folks on Zoom, what do we think about having a help desk at Boxes?
I just want to say, I approve of all these things, but they're not things that I can work on.
Okay, that's fine. I understand that. I understand that certain people have certain skill sets and maybe booths aren't them, and I totally get that.
Yeah, not mine.
It's,
I
it's just,
Yeah.
it's just
Still very valuable volunteers.
I don't have that kind of time.
Sure, sure. That's fine. No pressure.
But if we do that, I do think it would be hard to do.
Yep.
Both days at the market.
I do have concerns
I
about staffing
agree.
the Saturday booth at the market and staffing the Fox's help desk.
I would totally rather do one day at the market and one day at Fox's. As
How do
like,
other folks feel about that?
Yeah. let's do
I'd be
that.
fine. That's a good compromise. You're still out there.
Different.
Yeah.
You know, unless she's willing at the market to say, one day we just might not be there on a Saturday if we don't have enough volunteers. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, or maybe do it once a month at the Saturday market or something, I don't know.
okay. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're willing, if you think that we would rather do the Friday farmer's market and Saturday at Fox's. And in the room too.
I'd be fine with that.
What do you think,
It's
Rick?
a good compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
And then you should have enough volunteers too.
I mean, if she comes back and says, well, we wouldn't require you to be at every single Saturday market. And we can post it, and if you have volunteers, great, and if you don't, you don't. You already have the board made, you already, you know.
it's, my chat is not working, so I already said, I think that's a better option, but that
Yes,
I'm not willing to actually do it.
no problem. Hey, your opinion still matters here.
Yeah, it's just,
In working with Foxes, would they like accept our information board that maybe we used at the Friday market, or are they gonna have certain topics? Or is it open for us to just be there? What would their requirements be?
Pretty open. When I
of us?
I was a very quick, just introductory chat, but he seemed to just be like, yeah, come on down with whatever you want. They were very interested in having master gardeners there to help them answer questions, I think. So I don't think they care like what board we're presenting on, or even if we necessarily had one, just that
Right.
we were there.
They're provided by, or.
Yeah, just to have, it's gonna be like a help desk kind of situation.
Nice.
So I don't even know that we would necessarily need a board at Fox's.
Right.
We could. But, and we can maybe pick a fact sheet of the week or something and have it out there. Okay, let me call Fox's, let me call Marcy, and I'll keep everybody updated on what we're gonna do. I think I got a good a feel for what you all want. People watching the recording, let me know by the end of this week what your opinion is if you have one. And I'll try to get this all set up.
I'm not sure I understand.
You'll put the recording out right away?
Yes. Yes, I'll put this out right away. Okay, cool. Sorry, we're running a little bit over. I'm gonna skip the booth at the Beale Children's Museum because people responded to my email and filled that, so we're good. Waterwise Tour 2024. I just want to say, if you have an interest in working, it's not happening this year, obviously, without a horticulture agent. It's a bummer. But we would have already had houses in place, and so it's not going to happen. But I want it to happen in 2024. So we probably should be thinking about scouting sites this summer. So if you want to work on that, get a hold of me, and yeah. We'll try to make a plan for scouting sites for the Waterwise Tour in 2024.
Okay.
Maybe I'll send out an email and remind folks. Okay, and then State Fair booth. State Fair seems like it's a long time away, but it's really not. So I just want to say, if you're interested to work on planning the State Fair booth, not working at it, that will be a separate conversation. But if you want to help planning what we're going to have there, if you could please sign up for the State Fair project on VMS. And I will be sending out an email soon to start planning. If you don't know how to sign up for projects, let me know, and I could walk you through it. And then the last thing was I just wanted to talk about potentially doing a summer social. Is there an interest? What do you guys want to do? We could probably work with Shed on that. You know, just to do something fun. Any ideas?
I think it'd be great to meet other
Yeah,
master
it's good
gardeners.
to get
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're interested.
I am.
Okay, since we're short on time, there's a social project on VMS as well. if you want to talk about what we want to do with the summer social, sign up for the social project on VMS and we will have a little meeting soon and plan something. Okay,
Are there any newsletters coming out this summer?
yes, we're behind. I need to do it. I'm gonna put a note. We need to meet for the spring newsletter. We haven't done the spring newsletter yet.
Okay.
Sign up for From the Ground Up project if you want to be on that. I'm gonna be sending that out soon. Thank you for the reminder, because it kind of fell off my radar, obviously.
You're only doing 2 jobs.
It's been a struggle. I am so looking forward to hiring somebody.
Sure.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, reminders for me?
When we do the summer social, should we pick the date and reserve for the banquet?
Yes. Yes, we should. We'll have that social committee pick a couple dates for the fall banquet as well, because I'll need to get that on the Art Center calendar. That's a good point. Thank you for the reminder. Anything else? Okay. Our next meeting is July 18th at 11 a.m. Super hope somebody else is running the show, but I'll be here, of course. I'm gonna train them through a whole year probably because, you know, the year is cyclical,
Things come
so.
up easily.
All right. Thank you guys for coming. Let me know if anything comes up. I'll be in touch.